It's February, it's very cold and I still haven't got any heating in my office. Sounds like the perfect excuse to talk about ice levels.
I may have mentioned a while ago that I didn't like the physics that you often see in ice levels, but as a weird consequence, I do like the levels themselves. The slippy sliding around is a bit annoying, but it's all in environments that can be hostile, kinda Christmassy, or just plain breathtaking. When you take on levels like this, I always think that you're fighting through the setting itself, like the raw power of nature is holding you back. And how ice is all glassy and pretty and shit. I don't know, ice levels are cool. The world of Elder Scrolls Skyrim is massive. Not big, not reasonably large, absolutely fucking massive. You can fast travel around it and maybe get a horse, but most of the time you'll be making your way on foot, mountain goating your way up cliffs and highlands that might just be in your way. Chief amongst these mountains is the Throat of the World. Apart from having an awesome name, the Throat of the World is the highest mountain in all of Skyrim, the highest point in the game, the place that's going to require the most climbing. You've been to hostile places before in Skyrim, but there's something overwhelming about crawling your way up all of those steps to the peak of this snowy mountain. Never mind that a clan of old guys live up there with their pet dragon that doesn't want to kill you.
Personally, I wasn't really feeling Skyrim's sense of exploration until I saw a dragon, because, you know, that's what they sold this game as. And when you see a dragon later on in the game, which doesn't want to kill you, it's like this sense of higher purpose, and you get the sense that the game just got very serious.
You might not think it, but something that the best FPS games get right is atmosphere. It's fine shooting away at a random bad guy in some random depressingly dull location, but going the extra mile with your setting really pays off.
There are a lot of FPS games around nowadays, and you can see why, because they're pretty popular, and as a developer you want to take advantage of this trend, but you can tell one FPS game from another by how much effort they put in. It can be like really cool visuals, or like a funky combat system, or in the case of the game I'm talking about now, really cool settings.
So into the picture comes Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and the mission Cliffhanger. You're not gunning down wave after wave of gunmen in this one, that's for sure. It feels more like an exploration mission than your standard grind through enemies. Of course, it isn't, but there's a lot of little touches here and there. Heaving yourself up the side of a mountain with ice axes, a bit of jeopardy here and there, even the occasional earth-shattering kaboom to keep you on your toes, all set against a backdrop of incredibly beautiful visuals for a game made 7 years ago, while you partake in a very satisfying stealth mission. And the fun don't stop when you're found out because someone left a snowmobile lying about. At which point the rest of this mission writes itself. Ever since Super Mario Bros. Was able to implement ice physics into a game, Mario games have been inundated with all sorts of ice levels. Good ones, bad ones, all glazed with a thin layer of go fuck yourself. I find myself in such a position that it becomes a search akin to a needle in a solid block of frozen hay, trying to find one that doesn't leave me retching. Thankfully, Super Mario Galaxy makes it a whole lot easier with Freeze Flame Galaxy.
I mean, if you want to be technical, and I'm pretty sure you're very close to typing in the comments that you're a technical person when it comes to this sort of thing, Freeze Flame Galaxy is a fire and an ice level, but you know what? The ice kind of is the most important bit. It's why you would play it, frankly.
Super Mario Galaxy was always big on presentation, but I still think they cranked it up for Freeze Flame Galaxy. We didn't get an ice level in Mario Sunshine, as you probably wouldn't do, so it might be a case of, well, at least we got one, but as a standalone level, it ticks all the right boxes. Not so much of a snow level like Super Mario 64's Cool Mountain, but this gives Galaxy the excuse to play its best trump card. The fucking ice skating. Never mind the jaw-dropping visuals, never mind the lava world bits that provide contrast, never mind using the ice flower to do some fancy platforming. Ice skating through this level pushes all the right buttons. Is it a bit dumb? Yeah, probably, but it takes away virtually all the problems I have with ice physics. Rather than sliding off into oblivion, you can take in this breathtaking level knowing that you don't have to worry too much about controlling Mario. And that's all I could ever ask for.
You have themes for levels, but you also have sub-themes which just fall slightly underneath them. So in the case of ice levels, for example, you have like Christmassy ones, or snowy ones, or slip-slidey fucking, I don't know, you're going off the edge ones. But usually, you don't associate food with an ice level.
Rayman Origins to the rescue! I almost braced myself in playing a platformer for the standard spooky level, the fire level, the sky level, and of course, the ice level. Games like these have templates of which to make levels, so mixing it up from time to time is hardly going to go unnoticed. Gourmand Land is exactly what this sort of cliche needed. Yes, it's an ice-themed world with an added mix of fire, like with Freeze Flame, but there's buckets more character of this one. You get ice from these frozen fruits with this kind of cold storage vibe, and you get some fire when you venture into the kitchen later in the world. It's not exactly Kubrick, but it's a bit more interesting than your standard slip and slide falling all over the place level. To be honest, it's the sort of creativity you'd expect from a Rayman game, but it's still an enlightening level to play through. Before it made its way as a 3D game series, Metroid was all about two major things: exploration and atmosphere. The 2D games always had humongous maps, and Metroid Fusion in particular had such a chilling and haunting ambience that it was little wonder that this was eventually translated into 3D. But no one could have seen coming what Metroid Prime did with Phendrana Drifts. And you know what? I can't really explain why this place is so good. There's a big difference to discovering a new location in a 2D Metroid title compared to something like this in Metroid Prime, but I think it's mostly down to how early this all happens. Sure, I can wax lyrical on how awe-inspiring this place is, and it really is, but the fact that it happens just a couple of areas into the game means so much.
It's remarkable just how calm Phendrana Drifts feels, because in Metroid games you go to a location and it's really fucking hostile, everything there wants to kill you, and it does in Phendrana Drifts, but not straight away.
The main skill of 2D Metroid games were the ambience and exploration. You only had 2 dimensions to play with anyway, so you take what you can get. Phendrana Drifts is one of the best examples of taking these two aspects and combining it with some good old-fashioned immersion. This isn't just a random ice level for you to work your way through. It's a place you feel the need to explore and immerse yourself in, which, handily enough, is what you're supposed to be doing in Metroid Prime.
This has been RabbidLuigi, and guys, what topic would you like me to cover in a future top 5? Leave a suggestion in the comments below, and head over to my Twitter, where I'll be putting up a vote on the best ones during the week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, I'd love to hear your ideas for topics to do for future top 5s, which I am now planning to do weekly. It's a little short, I know, but it is less straining than top 10s every week and won't take as long to make. There will of course be a proper top 10 or more for the last week of every month. It's good for everybody, have a Twitter. Go tweet things or whatever these strange people do.